Day 5 of the 1996 Embassy World Professional Snooker Championship. Just 5 places left to be filled in the second round. Ever popular Jimmy White, the perennial runner-up here at the Crucible, is desperate to give his fans something to cheer. Darren Morgan starts his campaign to prove to everyone that he would be a worthy world champion. James Watanabe faces Jimmy Meeke and tries to revitalise a poor season with a good run here. John Higgins needs 4 more frames to go through and continue his challenge to topple Hendry from the #1 spot. And Terry Griffiths, an ever-present at the Crucible since winning the title 17 years ago, is having to fight hard for his place in the second round against Jamie Burnett, 28 years younger, but 4 frames ahead. Good afternoon, welcome once again to the Crucible here in Sheffield. 11 players safely through to the second round of this Championship of the World. 3 of the 5 remaining places will be settled today and 2 more started. Now here's the state of play as the first round draw nears completion. World #1 Stephen Hendry will now face Gary Wilkinson. Ken Doherty awaits the winner of the match between Morgan and Henry. It began this morning. James Watanabe gets underway this afternoon against Jimmy Meeke, awaiting the winner, Nigel Bond, last year's runner-up. And Dave Harold is through to meet Rod Lawler, who of course knocked out John Parrott. Now in the bottom half of the draw, Ronnie O'Sullivan will meet Tony Drago, the 2 fastest players in the game. That's one we're really looking forward to. Alan McManus will know whether he faces John Higgins or Martin Clark later this afternoon. And tonight Jimmy White tries to secure a second round match with Peter Ebdon against Scotland's Ewan Henderson. But we're going to start with that match between Terry Griffiths of Wales and Jamie Burnett of Scotland to see who goes through to meet Steve Davis. Now, of course, it all went Burnett's way early on. In fact, he raced into a 6-0 lead against the 1979 world champion. Back, though, came Griffiths to win the 2 final frames of the session. And out they came this morning with Griffiths winning another. So it's 6-3 as we join it in frame 10. Burnett still looking for 4 more frames to go through. It's Terry at the table. He's leading 45-16, but he's not quite sure where he's going next. Commentators Dennis Taylor and Ted Lowe.
One. Well, Jamie's been kept away from the table for quite some time over the last couple of frames. Just 23 points behind. The balls are a little bit awkward, but at least he's got a chance to get back into this frame.
Seven.
Jamie's dad, Drew, owns the Corner Pocket Club in Blantyre.
the birthplace of David Livingstone. Not a lot of people know that.
10.
Well, he's certainly making a good job of it at present. He hasn't
15.
the foot wrong, so to speak. It's going to start getting a little bit more difficult now. Referee just looking at him to see if he's going to need the rest, or well, these young men like to get it out themselves. He's going to need an extension as well, so referee will have to give him a little hand.
$16. $21.
And this is where the problem starts now. He's got a slight angle on the yellow, so he can come off the side cushion and back towards the green.
$23.
And this is a great effort by this 20-year-old. Yes, a quick look at the scoreboard. He's only 6 points behind now.
Jimmy Burnett, 23.
You'd still have to make Terry Griffiths favourite for this frame. The fact that the pink ball is tied up on the side cushion. Jamie, if he does get a chance, is going to need that one. But if Terry was to get an opportunity, the green, the brown and the blue would be enough for him.
Ball stroke, 4. Terry Griffiths.
Well, a little bit unfortunate, perhaps, there.
Doesn't make a great deal of difference, though, because it's virtually the same. Terry still would need the green, brown and blue. Terry had the opportunity to put Jamie in there, and with the green being tight on the top cushion, some players probably would have done, but Terry felt he could play a better safety shot, but he hasn't quite managed that. playing this with a terrific amount of side.
And he's going to leave it over the top pocket, I think.
Well, he's left the green on, Ted, but it's not all that bad. I can't see how Jamie could get to the brown, because if he forces the shot, the white will cannon into the black. He had to play it gently like that to avoid the cannon into the black. Now, is he going to take this tricky one on? Very difficult pot. Maybe twice across the table for safety with the brown. And tried to move the pink, but the cue balls... Oh dear.
3, Jimmy Burnett.
The cue ball looked as if it was going to go in that corner pocket, and that would have been end of frame, Ted.
Yes, dicing with death there. A little bright smile on his face.
His choice of shot was terrific, really, but it just didn't work out as he intended. He tried to move that pink and leave the brown tight on the bottom cushion.
Terry's going to move it for him.
It's a difficult pot, this, the fact that he's on the cushion. He again looks at the scoreboard, so he might play it thin and still play the safety shot and attempt to move the pink again. Well, he certainly got the brown where he wanted this time.
What a mistake there by Terry.
That's just pure pressure. He knows the importance of this frame. If he could open up a 3-frame lead again, he'd be in good shape. But if Terry closes it to 6-4, it's going to be a different story.
The brown refuses to drop.
It was the brown in the previous frame that cost that particular frame for Jamie Burnett. He missed a fairly easy brown that he normally would get.
I think this time he's after moving that pink.
Well, if the brown is dead straight, it's going to be very difficult for Terry. And there you have it. There's not much angle there. He's got to pot brown and blue. And you've got the perfect picture. This is going to be a very difficult shot.
There are 4 balls out in the middle of the table now. The brown is in play for the past 6 minutes, and this frame is just turning into the longest frame of the match.
What's the Welsh wizard got up his sleeve here? He had a little glance at a shot, but I don't know whether he'll take it on or not. He had a little think about playing the brown in off the black, but well, he went full-blooded for the pot there. But it hasn't worked out all that bad for him.
Yes, it's a good one. Oh dear. Now, where's that going to finish, that cue ball?
False stroke.
Is
4.
that a free ball?
Free ball. Jamie Burnett.
Yes, and Jamie's got the perfect angle on the blue to pot it and take the white down for the brown.
Blue ball.
Well, this blue will count for points, which means he will go 1 point ahead. Now back to the normal
4.
sequence of colours.
That was a terrific shot.
8.
The cue power there got him round for the blue. Big, big frame for this young man.
Well, that was a sad
13.
mistake by Terry, missing the snooker that the young lad got. But leaving a free ball was adding insult to injury.
19 in the frame.
So a terrific performance by the 20-year-old, who takes the last 3 colours to now lead by 4 frames at 7 frames to 3.
Yes, Griffiths in real danger of going out in the first round for only the second time in 17 years. And he's in trouble again in frame 11. Griffiths at the table, but he's 29-0 behind.
One. One, Terry Griffiths. 1. Foul stroke. 1 Terry Griffiths, 5 Jamie Burnett. One. Seven. Eight.
Well, Dennis, he's got quite a chance here of consolidating this frame.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate when Terry knocked the green in with the blue. It wasn't a particularly good shot. He shouldn't have been going anywhere near the green, but still it was very unfortunate. And as you said, Ted, it's really given Jamie an excellent opportunity here.
15.
Having a quick look at the scoreboard, if he pots the red and blue, pink or black, Terry will need a snooker.
23.
And that's the reason he played up for the blue. Blue would put him 60 in front. There'd just be a possible 59 on the table. So I think that 10th frame is going to be a crucial one in this match. And the young
28.
Scot won that one.
$29. $36.
This, of course, will be the second time in the match that he's gone 5 frames ahead. In the early
37.
stages, he went 5-0 in front, having won the first 6 frames of the match.
44. 44. And the frame.
Yes, Terry concedes, so a 5-frame lead, 8 frames to 3 for Jamie Burnett.
But back came Terry Griffiths with a 55 break to take the 12th frame. So now it's 8-4, and Jamie Burnett still very much the favourite to go through to the second round. They're off for their mid-session interval. Let's quickly drop in on the other match, current.
Seven. 8.
There's no more an experienced player than Terry Griffiths. Won this title, his first attempt back in 1979, his 17th appearance here.
Yes. 14.
The elder statesman of the championship.
$15. Green ball. $18. $19.
And that's all the loose reds out of the way. It's going to get a little bit more difficult now for Terry. That's a very confident pot. He can pot
25.
the one by the yellow.
$26.
And in the last few frames, Terry Griffiths has looked very solid indeed. The cannon hasn't quite worked out
32.
the way Terry wanted.
Terry is well aware that this young man is completely tied up with nerves. Anxiously wanting to get back to the table.
Terry Griffiths, 32.
It's not quite a snooker. He can just get to the end red there, that little bunch.
He's brought one out. And this could be very dangerous. Bit of a sigh there, I think I noticed. Talking to himself. He knows what he has to do.
One.
Is he far enough down the table, Dennis?
It's absolutely perfect, Ted.
Six. Seven.
Want to disturb those four, I think.
13.
39 points in front. But to clinch this frame, somehow he would have to disturb the four reds. But it's not going to be easy. He's looking to see if there's a possible plant on. He fancies this red into the corner pocket, but it's the position that he gets himself into. If the black wasn't there, there'd be no problem getting onto the yellow. I'm not sure if he can pot the yellow and get enough screw on the cue ball with a bit of side to get into those four reds.
Can he do it off the pink?
The pink's quite a difficult one, Ted. You would have to pot it into the middle pocket and come off side cushion and top cushion to get into the reds.
Amazing fighting qualities in this Welshman. He lost the first 6 frames of this match, and then halfway through the match dropped 5 frames behind. Here he is battling to make it all square at 9 frames each.
Showing all his experience there. Taking the 2 points and good safety shot here off the
60.
reds. Twice across the table in between the green and blue and onto the bottom cushion.
Terry Griffiths, 16.
$42 points the difference. A possible 59 points on the table.
Might be able to play the red to the right there. Try and pot it and take the cue ball back down the table. It's a very thin contact. Just can't make his mind up. Going the other way. Well, it's a half chance for Jamie Burnett. Terry's knocked the yellow onto the bottom cushion, which might come to his rescue if Jamie Burnett can get in here.
One.
It's hard to describe how this young man will be feeling at present. This is the biggest
8.
day in his life of his short professional career.
Nine.
I think he's got the temperament and the bottle to go very far.
Yes, I'd agree with that, Dennis. He's holding himself together extremely well under these pressures here. Needs this frame to go into the next round for a very famous victory. But it seems so far away in his mind. Trailing at the moment by 33 points. Just those 2 reds left in this frame, and there's one more frame only in the match. Oh dear, oh dear.
He can't make his mind up, Ted. He could play a cannon onto the red, but he was thinking about just avoiding the cannon and just leaving himself the pot on. This his decision.
Like a young Scots jack-in-the-box, up and down. What can I do? How can I get there? Finally makes up his mind and anxiously looks at the position left. 26
16.
points in it.
That was an excellent shot because he played that with a little bit of side just to take it round the other red. But I mentioned a few shots ago that Terry Griffiths knocked the yellow onto the bottom cushion, and that's
24.
going to be a crucial ball in this frame.
He waits. Not watching.
$25.
trying to give himself a chance for this yellow, this difficult yellow on the bottom cushion. $12 points behind.
30.
The crunch ball.
Jamie Burnett.
Oh dear, oh dear. Disappointment now as he goes back to his seat. Wipes his eyes. Breathes heavily.
Two.
Needs green and brown.
Five.
This will be the 4th consecutive frame that Terry Griffiths has saved this particular match.
9.
All the experience is coming out.
14.
And Terry just glanced at the scoreboard. He knows now that the match is all square at 9 frames each. And there's just 1 frame to go.
Terrific fight back by Terry Griffiths. 4 frames in a row. We're into a 19th frame decider, and John Virgo is enjoying it with us. The frame ball was that difficult yellow along the top cushion. You can't really blame Jamie Burnett for missing it, I don't think.
Oh no, I think he'd done well to get there. It's just amazing how Terry Griffiths, from 8-3 down, he's now playing his best snooker of the match. Steve Davis said the other day when he played Willie Thorne that his arm was frozen, he didn't feel as though he was cueing that well. And then all of a sudden he thought, well, I might as well, it looks like I'm going to get beat here. And then you just relax. And I think the same thing's happened to Terry. And he looks like the Terry Griffiths who won it in 1979.
It is remarkable because he was 6-0 down. The match looked over at that stage. Then, as you say, he went 9-5. Jamie's still looking for that 1 frame. Is Terry favourite then for the decider?
Well, I wouldn't like to say that. I think this young man shown there that if he gets the chance, he's capable of taking them. You've got to favour Terry slightly if you was having a bet, because he is very experienced here at the Crucible. Jamie's never been here before, and as I say, Terry playing his best snooker of the match.
What's your opinion of Jamie Burnett generally?
Well, I've not seen much of him play, but believe me, and everybody will tell you, just to get here to Sheffield to play one of the seeded players, you've got to be a good player. There's so much competition out there. And he's here, and he's 9-all with Terry Griffiths. He's obviously a very good player.
Yeah, most of the qualifiers have done very well this year. Is that maybe because they only qualified, 3-4 weeks ago? In previous years it's been 6 months they've had to wait. So they're obviously players who are in form anyway. Yeah,
and I also think you get a transitional period. We've got 1 or 2 people at the moment who are just sort of falling out of the top 16, and these new young guns are coming through. And there's a few young guns that didn't make it this year. Andy Hicks, Mark Williams, Matthew Stevens, just to mention 3. So as I say, to be here on this stage is a great achievement.
So Jimmy, having been 6-0 up and 9-5 up, now finds himself at 9-all against one of the most experienced players in the game. Here's the decider then, once again with Dennis and Ted.
Yes, thank you, Dougie. And I must say I agree with my old mate, John Virgo there. If this young man... Oh, not... I was meaning Jamie. If Jamie does get a chance, I think he could beat Terry. He's very cool, amazing young man, just 20 years of age. Terry, of course, has all the experience.
Terry's coming around to have a look to see if the black will pot, and it looks as if it is on for the left corner, so he will have a go at a red into the right corner pocket. And if he gets this one right, he'll give himself an early chance.
One.
He obviously felt it was a little bit risky to hold for the black and tried to get himself onto the blue, but he's the wrong side of the blue to get good position.
Six. Seven.
Wow, what a good pot that was. Over screwed it slightly, but that's not a bad sign. It means that he's cueing extremely well. I think John Virgo summed it up at 9-5. This man decided to have a go at it, and he did play some very attacking snooker, and it's paid off for him.
Oh.
Just a little bit unfortunate. Still got a red on, but very awkward striking.
Thirteen.
Well, I certainly didn't want to collide with the
18.
brown. So that's end of break. You have to admire the wizardry of this Welshman.
Terry Griffiths. One.
Well, that shows that he's still holding his nerve.
Rainbow. One. Jimmy Burnett.
shot that Terry Griffiths, I think, is going to attempt. Well, that was the route that I thought Terry might take. It's worked out reasonably well.
Now, can Terry get at that one, or is the black in the way? And camera gives you the answer.
Terry's just working out how he could possibly play a shot and not leave the red that's on near the corner pocket there. In fact, he may have to just come off the side cushion and land onto that red. Just move it slightly, and well, it's just a difficult situation. He's got to get this one right.
Foul stroke, 4 and a miss. Jamie Burnett.
Well, that's the first mistake Terry's made for a number of frames.
The referee quite rightly called the miss, but Jamie Burnett has got that red that he can get to, and the brown's over the left middle pocket, so no real problem with getting position.
One.
What an important shot this one is. Brown into the middle. Can he find position onto a red? Got to pass the yellow, pass the green, and avoid the blue and pink, so there's a lot of obstacles in his way here.
Oh, he's played it very nicely.
5.
Come perhaps just a little too far.
Six.
Courageous.
But not just far enough for the cue ball there. I was hoping to leave a nice easy pink into the middle pocket. It's a straight pot into the corner pocket, but what a lot of pressure would be on that shot. That's brilliant. It would normally be a fairly simple pot, but under these circumstances, that was excellent.
30.
Points all square, frames all square. I think he's made a bit of a mess of that.
19.
It doesn't appear, Dennis, that anything will go there.
He's just working out the best safety shot he can play.
Jamie Burnett, 19.
Very good strength, the cue ball underneath that bolt cushion.
A little bit short with the white. There's only one possible pot that he can take on. But he's got to be careful with the cue ball if he attempts that one. He's looking at it. One just near the pink there to the left of it. That's another great pot.
1. Green ball.
It was much too
One.
risky a shot
Jamie
on the
Burnett.
brown there, so playing the snooker.
Yes, trickling up behind the green there. I have to tell you that the 3 o'clock news will follow the conclusion of this match. Still 7 reds to go.
What a good shot that was. Not so much in hitting the red, but he's made it very difficult for Jamie to return the cue ball to the baulk area. I think he's enjoying this. Lots of side on the cue ball there.
Another ½ inch and it would have been very difficult.
Well, that was my little path that I thought Terry could take. He's got the white back up the table and everything's safe. first one that can maybe get the cue ball over behind the yellow there that could gain the advantage. Well, Terry's got a pot on and he can avoid the 3 reds around the black spot there. And if this one works out, he could be in with a good opportunity.
He can get through there to putt that. The keen eyesight of a 20-year-old.
One.
Now has the black across the table into the center pocket. If this works out right, he's got several reds at his mercy. Black spot occupied, so our referee Len Ganley puts down the highest available.
There's the old crucible pressures again. Amazing, he missed that by quite some way. He plotted a very good red. And then missed one that he would have expected to have knocked in. But although Terry Griffiths has been quite relaxed over the last few frames on his fight back, he'll be feeling the pressure just as much as the 20-year-old. Doesn't matter how long you've played this game, you still suffer from tension and nerves.
One. Seven.
Well, this match is gradually coming to a close, but still as yet it's unable to be seen which of these two stars is going into the next round.
And I'm sure the gentleman that's waiting for them in the next round is sitting watching this in the press room. Steve Davis plays the winner.
One point in it now.
14.
The Welshman at the table. The Scotsman waiting to get at the table. He will remember this for a long time.
$15.
Terry would have liked the cue ball to go on just a little further.
Just look at the scores. 9 frames each and 33 points each. The two reds that are together, I think they're a little bit awkward, but Terry can pot the pink and get onto the other red there just to the left of the black spot.
He's into the lead.
He's going to have a struggle now to get position. Well, he's indicating where he would like to put the cue ball, but I don't know if he's got much of an angle on the pink. It looks fairly straight.
Just following through on potting the pink.
In fact, he had a slight angle, so it's all about the next shot. He's got to cannon into the other red, so you won't want to knock that one safe if he pots the one to the left. It won't go. He's playing the safety shot.
Terry Griffiths, 28.
"13 points ahead then. Jamie has a shot to nothing. The red behind the pink into the top left-hand corner. .210. But look at this. The trials and tribulations of the snooker star. On the edge of a victory and a place in the second round.
Foul stroke, 7, and a miss.
Well, we've got a bit of fun and games here because that was a foul shot and the referee's called a miss, so he's going to have to get them back to where they were. Didn't quite see what happened there, Ted.
Well, it must have been a foul on the black because he gave 7 points away. So I can only assume that Terry's tip touched the black. Here we go again. And this time it's 6 points away. Oh dear, that's the 13 points that he was behind, or Terry was in front. He's lost. Oh, well. Oh. Facial expressions.
1.
What a great chance for young Jamie Burnett now. He's got the perfect angle to pot the pink and go across the table, miss the middle pocket and finish nicely on the last red. It's a great chance.
And one gets the feeling he must take this chance.
7.
He didn't play it too well though. He's left it a little bit short. Still on though.
Eight.
But that was very confident. Well, let's just let him get on with it.
Oh, that's a good one. Perfect position. The yellow replays, becomes the first of the last 6 colours. Now, he's 10 points ahead. Terry waits there in the chair, having... So this brown to make the frame safe and the match safe. I was about to say just now the ill luck of Terry Griffiths. Oh, where's this going? I say, the
15.
change
Jamie Burnett.
of the
4.
whole situation.
Terry Griffiths.
What an extraordinary change about this is.
Well, in fact, Ted, he still needed the blue, but I still can't believe he screwed the white into the middle pocket. He'll remember that for the rest of his life.
How extraordinary. The match was won, and then it was lost. Terry just has to pot these 11 points behind. He's done this 1,000 times, but this time it's terribly important.
Four.
He's overrun it.
Nine.
Still wants the pink and black. The excitement and the dramas of World Championship snooker.
15.
So it's the elder statesman, the Welsh wizard, Terry Griffiths, now requiring the black for a place in the second round of the Embassy World Championship 96, as this young man, Jamie Burnett, having won all the way through the match. Wow. Jamie, I know, will go to his dressing room where his father is waiting to console him. But Terry Griffiths is beside himself, having won an extraordinary match and finds himself into the second round. Amazing.
Yes, a dramatic final frame. An emotional Terry Griffiths winning a match which looked